Facebook friends and family. I'm going to try this live video. My internet's been so in and out the last couple days. So we're going to try this. So I'm switching from the devotion because that one, it just was weird. So I'm doing the Message solo women's devotional. Now I know I can make this work for men and women, so don't worry, men, if you're watching this. I'll make it relative. First day says one thing only. It's late. Luke 10:38-42. As they continued their travel, Jesus entered a village. A woman by the name of Martha welcomed him and made him feel quite at home. She had a sister Mary who sat before the master, hanging on every word he said. But Martha was pulled away by all she had to do in the kitchen. Later she stepped in, interrupting them. "Master, don't you care that my sister has abandoned the kitchen to me? Tell her to lend me a hand." The master said, "Martha, dear Martha, you're fussing far too much and getting yourself worked up over nothing. Only one thing is essential, and Mary has chosen it. It's the main course, and it won't be taken from her." So it says to read this passage aloud slowly, which we did. What sights, sounds, and emotions surface? Where would you be in the story? Okay, so 3 years ago, I would have been Mary, and I would have been upset, and I would have been demanding someone to help me, and I would have definitely been her. But especially this last year of my life, has taught me that rest is so important, and being at the Father's feet is one of the most spectacular places to be. So I think that I would be, I would have been Martha, right? So I think now I'm Mary. Let's just leave it at that. Just before this passage in Luke, Christ told the parable of the Good Samaritan. Martha's eagerness to make Christ at home could portray her as a good woman, ready to leap into action. When then does Jesus chide Martha and say Mary's choice is lasting? What is your choice? Is it your presence or your performance God values? Can a sense of obligation become confused with our identity? What if, in your eagerness to accomplish, you have neglected relationship with God and others? What if you are missing the main course? And I know that happens for a lot of us. We get busy with things in life. That's happened to me all the time. I get really good at writing my blogs. I get really good about doing it live. I get really good about taking photos, and then I get sidetracked. We all get sidetracked. So this is our prayer. Confess the clutter. Tell God what tasks tire you. Be honest if you feel abandoned to the overwhelming job by those who seem to sit still. Reveal to God what pulls you away from listening. Then consider God's ability compared to your own. Praise Him for requiring nothing but your love, and ask for the ability to discern between necessary work and fussing. Thank Him for offering us good things that last rather than toil that wears us down. Live it out. While our eagerness to be good workers is not wrong, Christ's message is clear. Completed lists and flawless events are not the lasting stuff of eternity. He claims only one thing is essential. Today, make room in your life for that one thing, sitting at the feet of Jesus. And I know for me that was a learned behavior. I was always trying to do this and do that. If I don't blog, nobody's going to get this. And if I don't do this, then nobody's going to hear this. If God needs you to know something or hear something, He's going to send someone to you, and it's going to get done. So today, 3 points. I'm going to talk about rest. Rest is extremely important. And I'm going to give you the definition. I think it's the Webster's Dictionary or the Merriam, one of the two. It says, these are the 5 things it says for rest. Obviously, sleep. Another definition is freedom from activity or labor. A place for resting. Peace of mind or spirit, or something used for support. And I know that this something used for support is supposed to mean like my pen is resting on my table. I get that, but I had to laugh when I read it because something used for support, I was thinking, man, God is rest. He provides our rest. In Him we have rest. And so we use Him for support. And then when you are at rest, there was a couple other explanations like sleeping or whatever, but I liked this one. It said free of anxieties. When you're resting, you're in this place where things don't seem to bother you. In Psalm 23, in the me get it right. Passion Translation. I love that translation of the Bible. It says in verse 2, he offers a resting place. Now let's stop right here at offers. He doesn't tell us that we have to. He is offering us a choice. He's giving us the choice to rest. So he offers a resting place for me in his luxurious love. His tracks take me to an oasis of peace, the quiet. Lost the connection, not sure. So I'm going to read this again. Psalm 23. He offers a resting place for me in his luxurious love. His tracks take me to an oasis of peace, the quiet brook of bliss. So this is what this is telling me, is that if I choose the rest that the Lord is offering me to have, I will find myself in an oasis of peace, the quiet brook of bliss. Oasis and bliss speaks like vacation to me, like the place that I dream of going. And we have that afforded to us when we choose to rest. All right, so the second point is it's okay to rest. It's okay to put things aside. If nobody's in danger and nobody's dying, if what's in front of you is not doing what's in front of you isn't going to harm anybody. I love that it says I don't know where I lose you guys, but anyways, so it's okay to rest. I mean, especially for us mothers, when my kids were young, it just didn't seem like you could take 10 minutes, even 10 minutes. You go to the bathroom and shut the door, and you got the dog, the cat, and the kids are like, Mom, 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 Mom. I don't know how God gets any rest, because I'm like that with Daddy God. God, what's going on? Why isn't the house finished? God, where are the people who work on it? Where's the supplies? I bug him all the time, and I try to lay it down at his feet, and I know he just asked me to rest in his goodness and in his glory, because in that goodness and his glory is an oasis of peace and the quiet brook of bliss. So today's challenge, told you I was going to make these shorter. Today's challenge is set a timer. I don't care how long you set the timer for. I started out at 5, but if you can only do 2, that's fine. So set a timer for a designated slot of time in your day. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, an hour. Set a timer, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever time slot you can. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to do something that brings rest. Now, it says here that rest is freedom from activity or labor, but it also says peace of mind or of spirit. Okay? So turn on worship music and just sit. You could read the Bible, you could read a book, you could eat chocolate, or you could do a craft. To me, doing a craft, like I did this, to me that's resting. I get all pent up, all this, stuff that I got to get out of my brain and out of my fingers. And so for me, doing something crafty, that's resting. But I challenge you, sometime between now and Sunday, take time for yourself and know that it's okay, because God's giving us the choice to rest. We could continue to run 100 miles an hour and try to get everything done on our to-do list, and I know my to-do list keeps growing. My to-do list keeps growing and goes on to the next day. And so, I guess the challenge for myself is it's okay that those things there comes a point where those things have got to get done. There are some things on my list that have waited too long to get done, and God's disciplining me in that. I just talked to a friend today. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be organized and done in the basement, because at one point everything that was upstairs went downstairs. So downstairs is kind of a walk-through mess. And she said a spectacular thing to me. She says, set a timer, 30 minutes. You set a timer when you get home from work after maybe you sat down for a minute, and you set a timer for 30 minutes, and you do something downstairs in the basement for 30 minutes. The timer goes off, you go get dinner, and you do whatever, you afford yourself whatever you want to do. Rest, watch TV, read a book, do some artsy crafty stuff. But set a timer, be diligent, be deliberate about doing something. But don't try to look at the whole, like, I'm overwhelmed. I'll just be honest with you. I'm one of those people that looks at the whole stinking picture and feels like I have to get all of this stuff done when I purpose. Like, if I'm going to clean and organize that back bedroom where a lot of the building supplies have gone, a lot of my dad's stuff's in there, like the old dishes and all that kind of stuff, and I need to sort through that and I need to get rid of that stuff. I think that I have to do it all in one day, and there's no truth to that. We just sometimes think that we have to do it all at one time, and if we take small bites, just like eating a big meal. You don't suck the whole thing down. You take small bites, and that's what I need to do. So this is the challenge. Set a timer, and if you would come back and tell me in the comments or post on my wall something that you did for yourself. Tonight I listened to worship music, and I did my painting, which is backwards. It says joy, in case you can't read it. But anyways, I love you all. Have a fantastic night. I'm excited to see what you will do as your challenge. Sorry that the disconnect with the internet's so wonky. But anyways, have a great night. Bye.